Hey guys, it's Leanne from Frugal Living in G-Town. It has been a super long time since I have filmed a video. A lot has changed since my last filming of a video. I no longer work full-time outside the home. Since early July, I have been home full-time. I don't know how long that will last in this season of life. I don't know if I will work full-time, if I'll work part-time, or if I'll stay home. That much is up in the air. But today I want to speak to you about something that's kind of hitting close. I have a lot of interest. I have an interest in simple living, in frugal living, in homesteading, learning more about the working poor and how to help them, and prepping. And even minimalism, which minimalism doesn't necessarily go with prepping, it can go with simple living. But today I want to talk to you about prepping and why that is important. I live in central North Carolina, and we are still dealing with Hurricane Florence. We have had rain here in central North Carolina since Thursday night. Today is Monday, and as you can see, there is a little bit of sun behind me. That comes and goes. So we just had a really heavy downpour 10-15 minutes ago, and now the sun's out. But we have had nothing but nonstop rain and some wind in central North Carolina. Now, I am not really complaining because down east, they're devastated. It is horrible. Wilmington highways going into Wilmington are completely blocked off. 40, Highway 40, I mean, 40 goes from East Coast to West Coast. You can't get into Wilmington from 40. Businesses, homes are devastated. Businesses are devastated. Schools. People have died in the storm. It's just horrible. And I just can't imagine that having to leave your house because floodwaters are up to the second floor and you have to just leave with what you have on your back, and everything that you have is going to be gone. And you hope you have flood insurance, because a lot of places that are flooding now are inland, and they probably don't have flood insurance, and some of these homeowners probably don't have flood insurance. And I imagine a lot of these insurance companies are going to do whatever they can to avoid paying a lot of these claims. I hope not, but I would not be surprised if that happens. But what I'm saying, be prepared. Be prepared for whatever things can happen to you in life. I really didn't know that I was not going to be working full-time starting in July. I wasn't fired. I wasn't laid off. Excuse me, my ear's itching me to death. I wasn't fired. I wasn't laid off. I resigned. But it wasn't something that I had planned for at months at a time. We were better off because we did not have debt. And once again, I don't know if that'll last. You don't know what's going to happen. I'm certainly not here to brag. Please do not take that as bragging. But what I'm saying is, you don't know what life is going to throw at you. There might be a job loss, and that job loss could be because you resigned. It could be because you got laid off. It could be because you got sick. But life can throw at you the loss of a job, a wage earner. Life can throw at you illness, storms. Life can be really, really hard on a lot of people. And being prepared for this, I don't mean the zombie apocalypse where the living dead is going to come walking down the street and bite you and turn you into a zombie and have loads of ammunition ready to kill them as they're walking up the driveway to your home. I'm talking about just being prepared. Being debt-free, or as much as you can as possible. Hopefully your mortgage could be the only debt that you have. even if you live on a tight budget, which right now our budget is much tighter than it was before. But if you can carve out $5 or $10 of your grocery budget and start buying things like bottled water, start buying things like a jar of peanut butter and some saltine crackers, start buying things like paper plates, paper bowls, paper towels, plastic cutlery. Now, before all of the environmental police report me to whoever is the police for all those kind of things, when you don't have power, when you're in an emergency situation, the last thing you want to be doing is washing dishes, especially if you're in a place and there's wastewater has been released into the streams and rivers where you live, and that was your water source. So paper plates, paper products can be your friend. Having a portable gas grill with tanks, those propane, little small propane tanks, can be your friend. One of those little camp stoves, Coleman camp stoves, can be your friend. Canned soups, canned chili, anything that you can put in a little pan and heat up on your gas grill. Just have stuff like that on hand. Because let me tell you, last week it was very sad. I had to go to Target. I was not sure if I had enough water. It turns out I did, but I just wanted to be safe. And if they didn't have any water, I thought, well, I'm okay. I think I have enough. But if they have some water, I'm going to get some. I heard like panic in a couple of ladies' voices. They were asking a sales associate there when they were going to get more water. Because it was just wiped out clean. You couldn't get water. And I felt really bad for these ladies because I thought, I hope you find what you're looking for. And then I thought in the back of my mind, this is why you prep. This is why you prepare for something that could happen. Water, there's expiration dates on some of the water bottles, but it's typically not really going to go bad. And a lot of things like saltine crackers and the peanut butter and the other things I mentioned, they're going to have long dates that you can use them. So even if I didn't use these for Hurricane Florence, I might need them for something else. Or you know what? Now I can integrate these after I let them sit in my little package for a while. I can integrate these products into my regular pantry and then switch some things out and put them in my prepping little box that I have here. In your prep box, have things like medications that you take. If you hear of, hurricanes, people, let's be real. Hurricanes don't pop up on you out of nowhere. It's not like a tornado. It's not like an earthquake. It's not like a severe thunderstorm. Hurricanes are huge, and they typically take about a week before they hit landfall once the meteorologists start talking about it. So then, get your stuff together. Call in your prescription. Have all your prescriptions and your over-the-counter ibuprofen or Tylenol, whatever you and your family use on a regular basis, get it taken care of. Get it filled and put it in your preps box. And have that preps box in a location in your home that if you have to jet out of there, you can grab it and get out of Dodge. So I really think that especially I live in the South, we have tornadoes, we have hurricanes. We rarely get a blizzard, although we have had them. We've had almost 3 feet of snow before, but that was a very rare occurrence. Have some of these items on hand, at all times, so you don't have to go to Target. You don't have to go to Walmart. You don't have to go to your drugstores. Batteries are a big thing. Make sure you have batteries as well. Just get you some Dixie cups. Keep them, always keep a big supply of them. I don't really know what else to say. Some cash. Keep your little stash of cash, because if your area does lose power and your grocery store may be open, but if they don't have power, your debit card's not good there. So keep you some cash. Same thing if you have to get gas. Gas your cars up, people. Gas your cars up. If you live where I live and you've seen the traffic from on I-40 and evacuees leaving Wilmington driving westward, it was a parking lot. You're in traffic forever. And if you think that little quarter of a tank of gas is going to get you to the next exit, well, guess what? All the gas stations were out of gas. So top off your tanks, especially if you know these storms have the potential to hit you, people. Please, 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 I'm begging you, get prepared. It is no fun to be somewhere in line and the person in front of you just got the last tank of gas. The person in front of you just got the last case of water. The person in front of you just got the last package of paper plates. Please be prepared. Please sit down with your spouse and or significant other. Sit down and try to carve out a little bit of area in your budget for preps. And maybe you may not need them for yourself this time, but maybe you can share what you have put aside and share it with somebody else. Disasters and storms and all kinds of whatever emergencies that happen in life can also be great tools for hospitality to offer your services and offer whatever help. You may not be able to help financially, but you may be able to invite somebody over and heat up a can of chili, or you may be able to give them a case of water if they don't have any. You know, stuff like that. Just it's very helpful in times when people at this time and this age, we don't necessarily know our neighbors, and a lot of times disasters and storms, we're kind of forced to get to know each other. So just please try to save what you can. Pare down your budgets if you can to save as much money as you can. To stretch those dollars out. To do more with what you have. And then with what you save, in addition to what you put in your savings account, also have a savings food pantry. I'm not asking for you to have a bunker filled with food, but they do recommend like water, a gallon of water per person in the family for 3 days. They do recommend have enough food in your home for 3 days. So I would recommend at a minimum you have that. The folks down in Wilmington right now, all highways going into Wilmington are shut down, and they're saying it could be a few weeks before people who evacuated can get back home. So at that point, 3 days isn't really going to help you a whole lot, but it is a start. So please, people, be prepared. Learn from what North Carolina is going through right now, and always put your trust in God. I heard something yesterday at church. I've heard it before, but it does make a lot of sense. Work as if everything depends on you, and pray because everything depends on God. So I hope you guys have a really great day, and blessings to all of you. Bye-bye.